Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a highly integrated, honestly fascinating platform that is fundamentally changing how regenerative medicine practices operate. We are unpacking a system deliberately built to bridge the gap between clinical education, premium product sourcing, and ultimately massive revenue growth. So, if you've ever wondered how top-tier clinics manage to scale their advanced treatments without blowing up their marketing budget, you are in exactly the right place. All right, let's tackle the elephant in the room. How do you actually get a patient to commit to a $3,000 procedure? It's a massive hurdle that every single practitioner faces when trying to scale. When someone walks in with chronic pain, getting them to invest out of pocket for high-ticket treatments is tough. You're not just writing a prescription, you're asking for a major investment in their health. The old way is to just try and sell them on the benefits, but frankly, that usually just creates a lot of resistance. Well, check out this staggering shift in conversion rates. Historically, we're looking at clinics closing maybe 25 to 30% of these high-value cases. But once they implemented the comprehensive system we're exploring today, those close rates skyrocketed to 80 to 85%. Think about that for a second. We're talking about nearly tripling case acceptance without spending a single extra dime on lead generation. And the secret isn't some sleazy sales script. It's a complete paradigm shift in how you educate the patient. Here is our quick roadmap for today. 1. The software platform. 2. Products and purity. 3. Engaging patients. And 4. CRM automation and ROI. Starting right off with Section 1, the software platform and clinical credibility. The best way to think about this software is like an educational Trojan horse. You're getting a white-labeled, fully HIPAA-compliant portal running 24/7, but it's way more than a patient tool. It actually bakes staff and provider e-learning right into your daily workflows. It comes with a massive training library for things like dosing and contraindications, and it's totally editable so it sounds like your clinic. By arming your staff with these built-in dashboards and task managers, you change the whole dynamic. You aren't selling anymore. You're empowering your patients to buy through education. And here is how fast that happens in the real world. Imagine you're sitting right there with a patient, you just punch in their specific data, how severe their condition is, medications, imaging results. The software instantly whips up a customized clinical report. And what makes this an absolute game changer is that it automatically pulls in peer-reviewed citations from heavy hitters like the NIH and the Mayo Clinic. You're handing them a beautifully professional, highly shareable treatment plan that completely justifies your recommendations. You can even toggle the financial breakdowns on or off, depending on the vibe of the consultation. Moving into Section 2. Products and purity, focusing on premium sourcing. Here is the core product stack that runs alongside that software, things like BPC 157 peptides, exosomes, and Wharton's jelly. The beauty here is the seamless integration. If you want to use BPC 157, the portal doesn't just let you click order. It gives you the specific clinical cell sheets, training on the amino acid chains, mechanisms of action, and exact dosing protocols. It completely bridges that gap between having a premium product sitting on the shelf and actually knowing how to deploy it with confidence. 21 trillion. Let that massive number sink in for a second. That is the exosome particle count per one single cc, reported right on an actual certificate of analysis, or COA, provided directly in the portal. Even a quarter vial can hold around 6 trillion exosomes. The platform is completely transparent. You get direct access to these COAs plus interpretation guides so you can personally validate the exact quality of what you're putting into your patients. Now, understanding this life cycle timeline is absolutely critical for managing your inventory. These products are made in highly controlled ISO 5 and ISO 4 environments. For the lyophilized, the freeze-dried, peptides and exosomes, you're looking at a solid 2-year shelf life. But once you reconstitute them, that stability window shrinks down to about 90 days. Having this training built in prevents thousands of dollars in waste and makes absolutely sure the patient gets the product at peak potency. We really need to highlight the safety and quality control here, because this is exactly how you protect your license and build rock-solid trust. We are talking domestic U.S. manufacturing, independent third-party labs testing raw APIs for purity and endotoxins. Standard lot purities hit 99% or higher. Literally, one COA clocked in at 99.63%. They strictly follow FDA guidance, which means no U.S. cell expansion and no risky cryopreservation. And yes, these are physician use only, so you definitely need an MPI to even get them shipped. All right, on to Section 3, engaging patients through retention and adherence. For those really intensive regimens, say a 20-week GLP metabolic reset or a 13-week nutrition course, compliance is literally everything. The platform just puts this on autopilot. It drips out weekly videos, sends out resources like 360 different anti-inflammatory recipes, provides daily check sheets, and automatically triggers microactions. It graphs their progress and pings your CRM to follow up without you lifting a finger. It keeps patients super engaged week after week so they actually get the incredible results they paid for.
Finally, Section 4, CRM Automation and ROI, where we look at the commercial impact.
When you break down the pricing model, it is incredibly aggressive, especially compared to other platforms out there. You're looking at a one-time setup fee of $2,500 and then literally just $495 a month. That is a radically modest initial investment. Based on very conservative numbers, your entire first-year software cost, around $8,500, is easily recouped from just a handful of peptide cases, or honestly, even a single high-ticket stem cell procedure. The ROI potential here is just massive.
Okay, 30,000. I absolutely love this metric. That is 30,000 completely dormant leads that one single client managed to resurrect using the platform's automated CRM nurturing. Think about your own dead leads for a second. By just turning on these automated follow-up sequences and educational drips, clinics are booking new appointments right out of thin air, leveraging lists they already own, all without spending a dime on new Facebook or Google ads.
Of course, a massive jump in sales doesn't mean much if your supply chain is lagging. But with this system, product pricing and live stock levels are right there in the portal. Because these ship out in 24 to 48 hours for in-stock items straight to your NPI-verified clinic, you can scale at your own pace. You aren't stuck waiting weeks for inventory. When your close rates jump to 80%, supply bottlenecks won't be the thing slowing you down. So I want to leave you with a thought. You've got peer-reviewed reporting backing you up, 99% purity standards, and a CRM that practically wakes up dead leads for you. When you finally bridge that gap between premium products and continuous automated clinical education, the question isn't whether you can sell a $3,000 procedure anymore. The real question is, how fast do you want to grow?